Namo Buddhaya. The Satasahasrika Prajnaparamita Sutram, the large sutra on perfect wisdom, the chapter 46, exposition of the own being of all dharmas. Subsequent cognition of the path, the absence of relishing. Subhuti. How, Lord, should a Bodhisattva great being, who is a beginner, train the perfect wisdom and the other five perfections? Lord, here is Subhuti, a Bodhisattva who is a beginner and who wants to train in the perfection of wisdom and the other five perfections, should tend, love, and honor the good spiritual friends who explain to him this deep perfection of wisdom as follows. Come here, son of good family. Whatever gift you may have given, whatever morality you may have guarded, etc., to whatever wisdom you may have developed, all that having made in common to all beings, do dedicate to the Supreme Enlightenment, but do not misconstrue the Supreme Enlightenment as form or as any other skandha. Do not misconstrue it as one of the perfections, one of the emptinesses, etc., to the knowledge of all modes. And why? For the skandhas, when not misconstrued, reach and all knowledge which is also not misconstrued. Nor should you produce any longing for the skandhas, etc., to a bodhisattva's special way of salvation, etc., to the Supreme Enlightenment. And why? Because all these are not worth longing for. And why? Because all dharmas are empty of one being. The marks of activity. Subhuti. Doers of what is hard are the bodhisattvas, the great beings, who, when all dharmas are empty of own marks, strive for the Supreme Enlightenment and want to fully know it. The Lord. So it is, Subhuti, so it is. And yet, Subhuti, although they have known all the dharmas as like a moksha or a dream, the bodhisattvas, the great being, have set out towards the Supreme Enlightenment for the benefit and welfare of the world, so that they can become a shelter for the world, a refuge, a place of rest, the final relief, islands, torch bearers, caravan leaders, and light bringer and leader of the world. He brings benefits. How then has the Bodhisattva who wants to fully know the Supreme Enlightenment set out of the benefit of the world? Here the Bodhisattva liberates beings from the five places of rebirth and places them on the shore where there is nothing to fear into the safety of nirvana. He brings ease. And how has the Bodhisattva set out for the world's ease? Here the Bodhisattva, the great being who wants to fully know the Supreme Enlightenment, liberates beings from physical ills, mental sadness, and despair, and places them on the shore where there is nothing to fear into the safety of nirvana. He gives shelter. And how does the Bodhisattva who wants to fully know the Supreme Enlightenment become the world's shelter? He protects beings from all the sufferings which belong to samsara. He demonstrates Dharma so that these sufferings might be forsaken, and he leads the beings who have heard the Dharma gradually to nirvana through the three vehicles. He gives refuge. And how does the Bodhisattva who wants to fully know the Supreme Enlightenment become a refuge for beings? He sets free from birth, decay, death, sorrow, lamentation, pain, sadness, and despair those beings who are doomed to undergo these conditions, and he leads them to the realm of nirvana, which leaves nothing behind. He provides a place of rest. And how does the Bodhisattva who wants to fully know the Supreme Enlightenment become a resting place for beings? He demonstrates Dharma to beings so that they may learn not to embrace anything. Subhuti. How does the non-embracing of all dharmas come about? The Lord. The non-embracing of form, etc., of the knowledge of all modes is the same as their non-connection, and that is the same as their non-production, and that is the same as their non-stopping. He provides final relief. And how does the Bodhisattva who wants to fully know the Supreme Enlightenment become the final relief of beings? He demonstrates to beings the Dharma as follows: the beyond of form, etc., that is not form, and as form, so all dharmas. Subhuti. If as form, so all dharmas, then a bodhisattva must surely have fully known all dharmas. And why? Because in the beyond of form, etc., there is no discrimination to the effect. This is form, this is feeling, etc., to this is knowledge of all modes. The Lord. So it is, Subhuti, so it is. In the beyond of form, etc., there is no discrimination at all. This also is most hard for the bodhisattvas, that they meditate on all these calm dharmas and yet do not become cowed, but are resolved that in this way should all these dharmas be fully known, and when the supreme enlightenment has been won, I will reveal these dharmas to others. He acts as an island. And how does a bodhisattva, when he has fully known the supreme enlightenment, become the world's island? Islands are pieces of land limited all round by water and rivers or great oceans. Just so form, etc., is limited as its beginning and end, and so everything up to the knowledge of all modes. By this limitation of their beginning and end are all dharmas circumscribed. And this limitation of all dharmas at their beginning and the end is the calm, quiet, the sublime, that which really is emptiness, non-basis, then an annihilation of dharma, the extinction of craving, then an embrace and dissipation, stopping, nirvana. It is thus in the bodhisattva, when he has fully known the supreme enlightenment, reveals that these dharmas, so calm, so sublime. And how does the bodhisattva, when he has fully known the supreme enlightenment, become a torch-bearer of beings, a light-bringer to them? He reveals to beings the true meaning associated with the four means of conversion and establishes them in it. And how does the bodhisattva, when he has fully known the supreme enlightenment, become a caravan leader to beings? He points out to beings who have set out on a bad road or who find themselves at some crossroads the one single suitable path which is conductive to purity, the transcending of sorrows and misfortunes, the going to rest of physical ills and mental sadness, the attainment of the methodically correct Dharma, and the realization of Nirvana. He acts as a leader. And how does the Bodhisattva, when he has fully known the Supreme Enlightenment, become a leader of beings? He demonstrates and reveals Dharma for the sake of the non-production, non-stopping, non-defilement, and non-purification of form, etc. of the Supreme Enlightenment. He doesn't turn towards anything. And how does the Bodhisattva, when he has fully known the Supreme Enlightenment, become the resort of beings? He demonstrates Dharma to beings to the effect that form, etc. is situated in space, that the emptiness of form, etc. is situated so that it has not come. It neither comes nor goes. And why? For all dharmas are situated in emptiness, and from that situation they do not depart. And why? For of emptiness no coming or going can be apprehended. And so for the singleness and wishless, situated in the unaffected, are all dharmas, and they do not depart from that situation. And why? Because of the unaffected no coming or going can be apprehended. The non-realization of the fruit. For all dharmas are situated in non-production and non-stopping, and from that situation they do not depart. And why? Because of non-production and non-stopping, no coming or going can be apprehended. And the same formula is applied to non-defilement and non-purification, dream, magical illusion, echo, reflection, mirage, fire wheel, magical creation, endless and boundless, unrecoverable and unremovable, non-addition and non-subtraction. For all dharmas have not come, and from that situation they do not depart. And why? Because non-coming, coming and going cannot be apprehended. Likewise, all dharmas are situated in non-toiling and absence of toiling. They are situated in non-binding and unbinding. They are situated in non-joining and disjoining. They are situated in the self, and from that situation they do not depart. And why? Because absolutely a self doesn't exist. How could its coming and going take place? And as for the self, soul, for being, living soul, etc., too, one who sees. And in the same sense, all dharmas are situated in permanence, is and self, the self. The lovely, the likewise in impermanence, ill, not self, and the unlovely in greed, hate, delusion, wrong views. For an entity made by false views doesn't exist. How can the false views themselves take place? For situated in sadness are all dharmas, and from that situation they do not depart. And why? Because the coming or going of sadness cannot be apprehended. And so for the dharma element, the reality limit, sameness, the unthinkable element, and immobility, he becomes a means of salvation. All dharmas are situated in form, and from that situation they do not depart. And why? Because absolutely form doesn't exist, how could it come and go in the place? And so for the other four skandhas, the six perfections, the various kinds of emptiness, the fruits, etc., to the supreme enlightenment, Subhuti, who will dare firmly believe in this so deep perfection of wisdom, the Lord? Those Bodhisattvas, great beings, Subhuti, who have formally coursed in the direction of full enlightenment, who have done their duties under the genius of the past, have mature and wholesome roots under the genius of the past, have honored many hundreds of thousands of newtons of codices of Buddhas, and have been taken hold of by the good spiritual friends. They will firmly believe in this deep perfection of wisdom, the marks of own being, Subhuti. What again, O Lord, will be of those Bodhisattvas, great beings, who firmly believe, who cognize this deep perfection of wisdom, the tokens, signs, and modes, attributes? This is the end of 46th chapter of the large Sutra on Perfect Wisdom, the Satasahasrika Prajnaparamita Sutram.